and welcome back to Bookish Theories. Today we join ENHYPEN under the pink moon to break down the concept and story of EXO only if you say yes. Now, as Sono himself has explained, EXO is a track that portrays a romance fantasy about a boy in love. As his feelings grow stronger, the boy is ready to do anything for the person he loves, but he can only give them the world if the other person says yes. This time around, in fact, the theme of consent is front and center in this comeback, and we love to see it. The boy of the story is completely in love with the other person. This girl is a goddess to him, but he will only act on his feelings if she gives him permission first. The moment she does, he'll make her every wish come true, and this is because her yes is his salvation. Now, much like it was anticipated by the pre-promotions, the love story portrayed in Romance Untold is also a dedication from ENHYPEN to engines, who are the ones they make music for and that protects them when things get rough. In the trailer, the role of engines was embodied by a character named Chloe, which is a girl that in this new era seems to have replaced our girl Sua. Considering the trailer was based on Children of Vanfield, so far it seems that this Chloe character is somebody they befriended before moving to Riverfield, so the reason why this time it's Chloe and not Sua is simply because in the modern timeline Chloe came first. In the trailer we also saw that when the boys went to get her it was already too late. Chloe was already gone, so her yes was left untold. Flash forward to EXO, however, the boys are now in Riverfield and happily hanging out with a girl, so which one are we talking about this time? If we are in Riverfield already, is this girl Sua or is it Chloe? Well, the setting and the pink moon would suggest that we're talking about Sua, but the actress that played the girl in the MV actually confirmed that she was playing the role of Chloe. To be fair, as long as you guys understand that the song is about you and that both Sua and Chloe tend to represent engines, I don't think it really matters which one we're talking about. Both are described as their salvation, their loved one, as somebody that they want to protect, but that in turn protects them. In ENHYPEN's life, it's engines the one that fit this description, so as long as you understand that this album is an homage to you, then you most definitely got the main point. You are the goddess of the song, you are their queen, their one and only, and if you happen to be a dude, please channel your inner goddess and enjoy nonetheless. My job here is not done yet though, because if the girl in the video is Chloe, now my task is to understand what is actually going on. Her being in Riverfield seemed to contradict what we saw in the trailer, unless that is, what we see in EXO is not actually real. Stay with me for a second. If we take a look at the video as a whole, the vibe is very romantic, right? We got a giant pink moon, K-drama level of romance, cute scenarios, adorable dates. The entire video is so pretty it's very easy to overlook the fact that sometimes we see the boys on the verge of tears. Not to mention that midway through there is also a dramatic change of tone. From a pink fantasy of romance, we cut back to a darker reality where the boys are transforming into a more devilish version of their usual vampire selves. So what's up with all of that? Why the sudden change? Well, my answer to these questions is that EXO is not showing us reality, but rather a fantasy where the boys successfully escape to Riverfield with Chloe and can be finally happy together. Instead of losing her like we saw in the trailer, in this romance fantasy she was able to say yes. She had the chance to see what in reality was left untold, and the boys were able to give her the world like they promised they would. One major clue that this might be the case is actually the way time works in the video. On several occasions we see the boys stopping time or slowing it down when they are with Chloe. Even if the story is based on Dark Moon, this is not a power they usually have, and it's not the only one. Sono, for instance, can teleport and manifest little creatures, even if his powers are mind control and the ability to stick to walls. Jay can bloom flowers even if his power is super strength. Jungwon instead is able to transform rain into snow even if his powers are super speed and echolocation. Sungun chills under the moonlight even if he's a werewolf, and Jake can switch off the lights even if his power is fire. Now, to be honest, the fact that they have different powers in comparison to the canon is neither here nor there. And as videos often take some liberties when it comes to this kind of stuff, because maybe the director thought they were cool on camera and that's that. Their new powers are meant to show all the cute things they want to do for Chloe, all the magic they can create in Engin's life, so they are there to flesh out the concept even more. The focus on them stopping time though is very significant, I think, especially considering that when we switch back to the dark reality, we see them waking up as these fantasies rewind like a dream of the past. If the video is connected to the trailer and Chloe is gone, their fantasies are a way to cope with their loss, and if that's the case, them stopping time is them trying to hold on to the memory of her. Bear in mind, back in the concept cinema, Songun found the EXO tape and started playing it in the car. The melody they created for Chloe, which ends up being the song itself, makes them relive the happy past, and I think that in the MV, their longing for the lost happiness kinda results in them getting lost in a fantasy of love. If back Lacking sweet venom, the boys wanted to enjoy their moment of love without worrying it would end soon. In EXO, they find comfort in a pink dream where they can stop time and escape their dark reality. At the beginning, this romantic fantasy opens with the boys playing rock, paper, scissors. This is to decide which one of them will hang out with Chloe first, and Sungwon ends up winning this round. He crosses the road, and before pulling a Regina George, it turns into a colony of bats and off he goes. In the video, each of the members has its own date with Chloe, so Engine can see the different charms that each of them has to offer. Date number 1 is a romantic swim under the moonlight. We see Sungwon in the pool, Chloe right here on the side, and at the station he stops time to finally confess his feelings for the girl. In the meantime, Jungwon is waiting for Chloe under the rain, and when she eventually arrives, they get ice cream and take a walk. During their date, he also transforms rain into snow, which allows them to share a precious moment together. Nikki and Chloe instead have a romantic date in the car while it rains. Heesung first takes her on a ride at sunset and then get moonstruck on the rooftop. Jake waits for Chloe in his flat while mooning over a ring he seemingly received from her. Jay sees her after closing his flower shop and makes a flower bloom with his powers, while Sono meets her in a classroom to see the fireworks. In his scene, we also see him covering his face with a mask, but when she arrives, she removes it to see his true face. Now this kinda connects us right back to the reason why Chloe is so important to them. In a world where everybody hates vampires, Chloe was the only human that protected them and accepted them for who they truly were, so they feel comfortable showing their abilities. Like Jay makes flowers bloom for her, Sono creates golden butterflies, and when a little bat is manifested by mistake, he's not ashamed by it because he knows that Chloe accepts him no matter what. Throughout the video, these adorable dates show the boys' love for Chloe, and by association also their love for you. When it comes to the lore, however, the video also hides some clues here and there that might actually confirm that Chloe is gone and that this is a fantasy. For one, we see the lights acting up. In Jay's scene, for instance, we see that he is a florist at the end of a workday. We see him closing shop and then staying behind the counter lost in his thoughts. All of a sudden, though, the light flickers, and after it does, Chloe appears in the shop and Jay immediately gets flustered. Bear in mind that the shop is closed at this point. Nobody's supposed to be there, and yet she appears after being announced by the light. This is something that also happens with Jake. In his very first solo scene, he's fantasizing about Chloe. He plays with the ring, he puts it on his ring finger, which tells us that he's thinking about her. When the night comes and he waits for her outside, she eventually shows up, but their arrival is announced by the lights switching on by themselves. To me, this is very reminiscent of what happened at the end of the concept cinema, with Chloe interacting with the radio to make her presence known despite being gone. Another hint that might confirm this to be true is also the female sculpture with wings that we see in Sono's scene. This is also a detail that was highlighted in the storyboard, so to me it's a clue that Chloe is now their angel and Sono is reminiscing the time they spent together. As the reality of things start to leak into the fantasy, we begin to understand that maybe the boys are remembering Chloe while hiding because of who they are. They're manifesting a fantasy where they can be with Chloe, but the reality that she's gone is starting to become difficult to ignore. When the wing of the butterfly catches fire and Sono is about to cry, Jay is confronted with a wall of candles. He takes one and is about to blow it out, but then we cut back to the beginning before the flame goes out. It seems that they're not ready to let go of Chloe just yet. They don't want to see the light go out, so we look back to the fantasy where they take turns to spend time with her. This time Nikki is the winner, and by the end we see all of them causing a traffic jam with Chloe in the passenger seat. To me, this scene looks like a parallel to the trailer. In the concept cinema, the boys tried to live with Chloe but couldn't, so now in the fantasy they are with her in the car and flaunting it. As the police sirens can be heard in the distance, time stops again. The happy instant before things get bad, and the video ends with the boys enjoying this happiness without caring about what happens next. This is all I have for you, but let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed this video, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.